Hi everyone, welcome to Newcastle Fans TV. I'm joined by Elisha and I'm joined by Sharkey, the other two presenters. So I'm going to run you through the lineups in a second. Elisha's going to go through the first half, Sharkey second half. Then we'll hear from Rafa Benitez as well. Right, the lineups, as you can see on your screen there, you know, we said in the whiteboard video, we expect Matt Ritchie to start ahead of Jacob Murphy. That was the case. I was quite surprised, you know, Dwight Gale going up top and present that sort of number 10 role. I thought it would start Hostel. We know the Hostel will come on, which I'm sure Sharkey will touch upon second half. But no massive surprises. 9 out of 11 correct. Darlow to start ahead of Elliott. I did expect that as well. Swansea on the other hand, I would have expected Narsing to start, but apart from that, you know, Mick Burney, that surprised me as well. But I'm going to hand over to Elisha now, who's going to run you through the first half.
If I could describe that first half in a word, I'd say frustrating. We just weren't good enough. We don't have that end product. You know, Gale's missing from a few yards out, and Perez as well. We're in the Premier League here. We're not going to get as many opportunities, and we should be doing a lot better. Going in 0-0 was probably fair, but we've got to be more clinical. Transfer market is open now. Are we going to get anybody now? Because we're nigh on halfway through the month. I don't think so, but they've got to step up the next few games because that first half just wasn't good enough at all. Yeah,
so that was the first half. I would agree. We should have had the game dead and buried. Then Sharkey, the second half, I'll let you take over.
I think the second half was a fair result on complexion of how the game went. I mean, first half, you know, you go back to the first half, 15-20 minutes we played well, and then the game just went flat really up until when Swansea scored in that second half. You know, Newcastle were huffing and puffing, and then Swansea, you know, they got the goal. You know, it's a simple ball into the box. It's a routine save for Carl Darlow, and you know,
done better. We haven't got the benefit of the replay.
Well, from where I was, it was, for me, it's frustrating. You know, you can't just parry it straight back to you got to push it to the side, or at least try and force another set piece for Swansea. And you know, fair play. You know, they've just got to finish it, and you know, they're 1-0 up. And okay, you know, it's frustrating that we went 1-0 down, but you've got to give the lads credit. You know, they came back into it straight away. You know, Swansea were going to park the bus at the bottom of the league, and you know, to fight back to get a 1-1 draw.
Great substitution, wasn't it?
Yeah, you've got to give Rafa Benitez some credit. You know, 1-1, you think, right, okay, let's kick on. You know, we've got the equaliser. Yes, a lot of the fans will be frustrated that we haven't, you know, won this game, but did we really deserve the 3 points today? No, not really. You know, the confidence at home hasn't been there since October. We're playing against a team, you know, like Swansea, who are bottom of the league. You know, it could have been worse. It could have been Bournemouth. You know, if Swansea had scored a second goal, which they did, it could have got messy. Now, you know, I'm a one to say, you know, fair enough. In my opinion, it's a point gained. A lot of fans will have different opinions. I totally get that. I think the game just fell flat. Newcastle didn't do enough going forward when it 1-1. Swansea didn't do enough either. So I felt it was two championship oppositions going against each other. And I think overall, it's probably a better point for Swansea. Obviously not for us because we're at home. But either way, if that point keeps Newcastle up, I'll look back at that game and think, you know what, fair enough, lads. You know, you've got back into it at 1-1.
I'm going to disagree. I think it's 2 points dropped. Me, what do you reckon?
I said 2 points drop as well.
So we both say 2 points drop. Sharkey says he'll happy with the point. Let us know in the comments. What we're going to do now, Rafa Benitez, what does he think?
Yeah, I said in some interviews that I liked the team in the first half, the chances that we created, and disappointed because we didn't take the chances. I didn't like, obviously, to concede a goal the way that we conceded the goal, but I was quite happy with the reaction of the team, very positive, with the intensity that we were playing, with the determination, trying to score and trying to win the game. And I didn't like the last 5 minutes when we were making some wrong decisions, and especially giving them the chance to play this counter-attack. So a lot of positives and some negatives that we have to correct as soon as possible.
So that was Rafa. So the league table at the moment, we'll have a look at that. Newcastle sitting 14th, 15th position in the league. We had a couple of results go our way, but a couple of results that didn't go our way as well. Of course, we've got Manchester City, and then you think, yeah, we'll take the defeat, and then we're going to be looking around teams around or what they'll do on that match day. And then Elisha Sharkey and Ellie called you a lad there, and then he went, right lads, you know, this transfer talk, Elisha, this 20th of January that Rafa talks about, I don't think it's real personally. I think it's just he's trying to put pressure on the board. Do you reckon?
I think it's going to be a mixture of that, and my thoughts are it's also a mixture, it keeps people off his back, because if he goes, I know my budget, then the next question is going to be, well, who are you going to bring in? What's going to happen with this? What's going to happen with this player? But if he just says, I don't know, then there's no more questions to be asked. But as you said, it could be
Think he's playing a
pressure.
game?
I think he
A
is.
good game, man.
He is good at that. He's good at mind games. And if that's what he's doing it very well. But personally, I can't see that much transfer activity from us, which is concerning. But hopefully we can deal with what we've got, because that's what it looks like is going to happen.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting when we do deadline day special. Sharky, this Kennedy deal, is it happening? Is it not happening? What's your thoughts on that?
It's so hot and cold at the moment. I've been hearing rumours that apparently Conte does want to sell him, but he's going to have to wait for a replacement. You know,
Sell him, not even loan him.
Yeah, I think he might want to send him out on loan to Newcastle to the end of the season if he does well, and then maybe with an option to buy. But yeah, alluding to Conte, I think he wants a replacement before letting him go out on loan, which is fair play. You know, I mean, you know, you've got to make sure that you've got your squad together, and I think he would be a good addition to Newcastle. But I think he will have to buy his time, because I don't think he's just going to fit straight into the team. It will take a bit of time. I think with a lot of the transfer rumours, you know, Jonjo Shelvey going away to West Ham, you know, maybe have swapped it for Javier Hernandez.
Would you take that?
I would actually. I would take Hernandez. I think he's better than Shelvey personally. Yes, he's not doing too well.
Position, but
yeah,
Shelvey in midfield,
because he's more attacking than Hernandez. Whereas Shelvey, for me, he's been playing in that CDM role. You know, he's been more defensive. You know, he's a London lad. You know, he's a hammer. And I think, you know, if it would be a decent like-for-like replacement, but if we didn't get a like-for-like replacement, then I would keep Jonjo Shelvey at Newcastle until the end of the season and then see where we're at with that. I think overall, in terms of the transfers, I would like to see maybe a couple of loan deals, and you know, to the end of the season. We're not going to buy anybody because of the financial situation with the current, you know, owner Mike Ashley keeping an eye on the club until the end of the season. I think the takeover will happen at the end of the season, but if Newcastle go down, Amanda David or whoever comes in and get the club for a knock-off price, so it would make sense in that sense. And then in the summer, you know, you've got a little bit longer to work with, you know, to buy players in, get players out. Whereas in the January, it's a lot tougher, because if you want to buy a player from another opposition club, they all hold the aces of what you want. If you want an attacker, if say for example Troy Deeney from Watford for 5 million, they might no, I want 15 million, something like that, for example.
Take it off tack, like, can't you? Bloody hell. Have you got anything to add on top of that? So is there any players you'd like to see, realistically players?
Realistically, I would like to see, I think we should target players that are on the verge of an England squad but aren't getting game time.
Well, like Ings and Walcott and stuff. Well, Ings, Walcott's going to go Everton, isn't it?
Sturridge, players like that, because they're going to want to fight for their England places, and the players have a lot more power these days, and if they go, look, I want game time, Newcastle are going to offer it to us. That, I think, is our only hope at the moment, is to go for somebody that's on the verge of the World Cup.
Right, final words. If you're going to sum up one word today, what would you describe? One word only.
Decent point.
What?
It's a decent point.
That's 2 words. That's 3 technically. We'll let you off of that.
Frustrating.
I'll go for that. Frustrating. What?
Decent.
Decent. Wow. Let us know in the comments down there below. See you later. Bye. Just before we end the video, it did emerge that Jonjo Shelvey showed some poor discipline when he was substituted off the field of play. This is what Rafa Benitez said about the matter.
Any player, when you are not winning a game like this one, so important, I think they have to be disappointed if they don't continue playing. But we have to make the substitutions, and that's it. Yeah, no, I didn't have any problem with it.